I remember being 16 and hearing for the first time in my life that there are people who can't be by themselves. That there are people who feel the need to be in the company of someone else at all times. Otherwise they feel unbearable being alone. Because of my particular upbringing and background, I spent most of my youth by myself, not a part of any friend group. But never once did I feel like I needed the company of other people. I don't like doing guitar cookups, because the setup is so uncomfortable for me. I have to sit on the floor. But ever since hearing about this problem of loneliness that some people have, I've noticed times when I would be by myself like usual and feel a sense of something missing. The problem had now found its way into my life solely because I was aware of its existence. It's in 3 different keys though. Here's another example for you, maybe you can relate to this more. Have you ever been in this situation before? You're at school or college, just a normal day, nothing out of the ordinary. You walk into class only to find out that you have to take a test. You didn't know about the test beforehand and you didn't study for it. So now you're worried you might not pass it. Even though just moments earlier you were going about your day as usual. The knowledge about the test created the problem for you of how to pass it or how to get a good mark. That was a good take. Such experiences made me realize that you have to have the knowledge of something to experience it. What you do not know, you cannot experience. Now, that may sound obvious to some, but that came as a pretty earth-shattering realization for me. See what we can do. Because this was the foundation on which all of my problems were built on. I didn't realize this at the time, but that's probably why I didn't have any problems being by myself and spending all of my formative years alone. I just didn't know it could be any other way. It was only when I knew some other way of living that I could then create the comparison in my head and subsequently create this problem for myself. Let's see what we can do with this now. That already sounds cool. I have many other memories and recollections of being told how a certain experience will look like, and then going through that experience just to find out it was nothing like it was described to me. Maybe because all we can do is talk about our own problems and disguise them as advice, quote unquote, assuming that other people have or will have the same problems as us. I'm not sure if you've ever noticed that before. The more I looked into it, the more I realized that all of my problems are acquired. They are a result of the knowledge that I have accumulated over the years. I've become quite dogmatic about this over the years. If there's no need for me to learn something new, I won't go out of my way to do so. Only when there is a necessity for me to pick up some new piece of knowledge to live in this world, then I learn it. But really, I do not have any problems of my own. All that I have are solutions given to me by other people, but those solutions are the ones responsible for creating the problems in the first place. To quote, "learn from the mistakes of others" is probably the most misleading advice one can receive. I know that might be a bold statement, but that kind of advice only relates to technical things. Like, sure, there are skills you need to pick up in order to function in this world. You need to learn how to drive, for example, and to follow the rules put before you by society. Otherwise, if everyone would drive however they wanted to, there would be utter chaos on the road, and it would be very dangerous for all of us. But anything that relates to your behavior and how to control it only seems to add more problems. Reading self-help books, following other people's advice, only creates new problems for us, but does not solve existing ones.
I think I'm kind of finished with it.
There's no one like you anywhere else in this world. No one who has the same background as you. No one who has gone through the same experiences as you have. Even on a biological level, there's no one with the same genetic composition as you. So you are totally unique. Unfortunately, we have to keep forcing ourselves to fit into this framework put forth to us by our particular culture. This constant trying to fit yourself into a common mold is what creates our misery. It is just not possible for all of us to fit that common mold because each one of us is quite different.
I think I'll call it quits here.
Maybe some of this resonates with you, I don't know. I just make silly YouTube videos and music, which, speaking of, here's the guitar melody I made.
Yeah.